if you need a recap of the rules, well, here you go. And of course, our dear moderator can link it to you in text in the chat. And a recap of what was going on. So, we were about ready to finish off the giant path around the base. There's only, I don't know, 58 times 12-ish wood left to do. I'm hoping that a lot of my hardware, or not hardware, honestly, it was, let's blame Twitch. A lot of the Twitch issues that we were having are alleviated. That would be most ideal. We are mid-August, so mid-summer here, and waiting on the growth of rice and all the other crops. A recap is that Yanshui here was rescued. Unfortunately, I had to burn through one of the heal mech serums because it cured malnutrition. I think you all joked that it was like the most expensive multivitamin ever, and I would say that's a pretty fair assessment. So let's see here. We've got the quests to grab some gold and plasteel. Now, the only issue with that is that stuff is heavy. And the infinite chem reactor and joy wire aren't really stuff I particularly need. I'd love to get the gold and plasteel. There are some other things to address. Jimmy mentions them now. I wasn't yet going over the tips, but of course, let's go ahead and do that. So Jimmy here, he says he's a meleeer, but he's not actually a brawler. But he does, of course, have a passion in melee, so he likes to bash things over the head. For now, because he's so insistent on swapping over to a melee weapon, I'm going to give him an excellent knife. I don't have a better weapon at this very moment for him, but I'll try to find one. Everyone that's popping into the chat here, I just wanted to say hello and thanks for turning up early. So I don't believe that this map has any uranium, so I would probably be best suited to make maybe a mace or a longsword. Probably a mace. Some people are asking, is this the series where we send them stuff? No, that is on Saturday. The Pantheon series. It looks to me like I've quarantined the dogs. Have I? Yes, I have. And for no good reason. So let's let them go. I wonder what other things I've forgotten to do. So once we finish off this bridge, I do want to start working on the Shrine to Grief. And maybe starting to haul in some of this wood here so that we can start to properly stockpile. It has been suggested, of course, that I start sowing trees, but I think they're growing back pretty good. Another thing I could do is to add in some slag or other things that help slow down incoming raiders, so that's something I can additionally add. It's funny to see everyone in, like, leather dusters. They just about look all the same. So Jimmy asks, how big will the shrine be? It will be big enough to be wondrous. How big that is, I don't know. Once I... Okay. Chocolate, cool. Once I slap a door on that, I'll figure it out. So functionally, Psychite refining is probably the last research that benefits me, as the other four require things I don't readily have access to. Carpet making, you can't actually put carpets down on bridges. Bridges have to stay as bridges, you can't retile them. And then everything else requires naturamine, which is not a resource I'm going to have in excess. Unfortunately. It's just the way it is. Another thing I need to do is decide where my stockpile of pemmican's going to go. I could leave it in the traditional stockpile, but I think it makes more sense to haul it somewhere to a dedicated room. And this happens... I don't know why this is a room. Is this really a room? That would be really strange if it was. Let's see. Important for Pemmican to go here. It's reading as a room, and just, you know, unroofed. I don't know. Kind of strange. Another question was about the second Ancient Danger. I haven't, well, I'll be blunt and speak out of character. The people in there aren't set up to be subscribers yet. So I won't be popping that open just yet. I could perhaps lure them out, but given my current arms and armor, I think I'd be best suited to gear up a little bit better. Speaking of which, speaking of gearing up, let's do that, right? Make some plate armor. Sounds good. Out of probably steel. And crafting with Chief. And let's do at least 2 of them. No, 3 of them. Leth, Day, and Jimmy. I'm going to rearrange these guys just based upon the fact that I want my brawlers out front. And that will be a little bit easier. The slag is indeed unprocessable in the Silverfang. Angel complains that Yanshui is at the stove. Yanshui actually, believe it or not, has higher cooking skill than you. But given that you are Night Owl and she is not, you guys will be cooking full time. Which is very good for the rest of the community. I guess, actually, you're brewing right now. You are our beer brewer. So the maximum temperature here is 90, and we are basically sitting at that. So let's go ahead and get a passive cooler so we don't spoil the beer. I do realize that all these doors are being left open, and that's going to make it really tough to have a decent temperature in here. But, yeah, just the passive cooler. Let's see if the temperature drops just with the door being left open. I bet the passive cooler is maybe powerful enough to cool it down. Hey everyone, that has been showing up. If you're curious about the uptime, I don't have a bot that does that, but I've only been streaming from the top of the hour. Howdy to everyone. Alright. Checking the animals here. They are all trained, just waiting for the puppies to age up. And a bandit for uranium and plasteel. Guarded by 3. And it is a bandit camp. Maisie's Muggers. I can't imagine that they're not pirates. Well, we are working towards the beautiful armor. Another thing I could do is to have a proper crafting room. Actually, this right here would be a pretty good spot. I don't know why I have this as a barn at the moment. Let's see. Furniture. Animal sleeping spot. I'm sorry, but this research room is going to turn into a barn. Speaking of the research room, let's get a dining room chair in there for comfort. And have our dear researcher not have to stand. It's funny because standing desks are so trendy now. But if you've ever used one, oof. Okay, so this is somehow or another an enclosed room. Must be something interacting with the deep water. Nothing says research like the smell of dog. Yeah, I suppose. You have a really odd idea of what research is. So let's just make sure that Angel here... Oh. Dub Photech, thanks for the subscription there. Just making sure that we have indeed just the one night owl. Because I often am very guilty overlooking night owls. Nope, that's just the one. Good, good. The mod list to which series? The mod list to Pantheon is actually pretty short. It's a bunch of UI mods only that really don't affect gameplay. And then the only ones that affect gameplay are a Medieval Times mod and the Twitch Toolkit. So it's really just 2 mods that drive the whole thing. Alright, looking good. Angel really cranking away, slaving throughout the night on making pemmican for the winter. At the moment, what is my food assignments? I'm going to assign everyone... Okay, simple meals are simple meals. All meals are all meals? Is that what I did? All meals are lavish fine. Okay. So I'm going to assign everyone to all meals. Even the all meals, no one's assigned to pemmican. So pemmican should be a forbidden calorie, or whatever you want to call it. So another thing I'm going to do is forbid the dogs from going near the pemmican. And hopefully we'll start hauling the pemmican where it belongs. And then we can actually have a stockpile. And then the weird thing is, this is indoors and outdoors. So it won't ever have higher than ambient temperature, which is good. Alright. Another thing I need to do is... Let's go ahead and get some more steel. I'd like tool cabinets just to speed up the crafting. Get Chief to make things a little bit faster. Oh, we have a big thing of silver ore here too. Alright, that is a lot of the local silver. There's a lot more of it over here. Alright, Angel and Yanshui are now the same in cooking. So I can't tease Angel about not being as good of a cook. Alright. Another thing I should probably do, once this cotton is harvested, is to get some better recreation items. Pemmican is indeed mushed up dried meat and berries in real life. Yeah, you're not wrong. I wouldn't say it's delicious, but it does keep for a long time. Sort of like a meaty granola bar. I kind of regret describing pemmican that way. For whatever reason, I think we don't have a dedicated hauler, and the net result is... Why are we hauling food stocks? Let's put these as to preferred. We were hauling rice into general storage, which is all sorts of wrong. I also have no idea how we ended up getting 1,700 marble blocks. I just clearly have not been paying attention, but my goodness, do we have a lot. Do we end up? Okay, we have not even made this granite door. Guys. Where's my constructors at? Trek. You're gonna go make that granite door. So, the issue with the cryosleep casket getting banged up was that it was a very expensive thing that was exposed to the raiders. So, instead of coming to my base, they decided, oh, you know, we could do a lot of damage just bashing down a door or two. And that's exactly what they did, and it was kind of a pain. And one I'd like to avoid in the future, not having, because it will be potentially pretty useful to have cryosleep caskets in case I ever need them for whatever reason, like Yang Shui obviously did, and if I let them get broken, and I'll never be able to really use them. And once you're done, go repair the casket inside. Alright, our wood stocks are looking pretty healthy. They're growing at least. We have a lot more wood than what we've hauled in. There is over 2,000 wood just sitting out there. And if you're wondering what I'm doing with the slag here, it's purely aesthetic. No other reason to do it like this. Oh, he leveled up in social just having a social chat. That's fun, I guess. I think my guess is Wolf's auto pistol is probably lower DPS than like a pretty decent bow. So that's something I might switch up. Let's have him switch up. In fact, you could sort of tell this has ranged damage of 9 and attack. What is it called? Where is this? Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go with bows. In any situation where I can use more primitive weapons, except for Grief's pistol here, that's probably a route I'm gonna take. So Yanshui's hogging the cook kitchen here, and as a result, Angel's pushed out to go build some bridges. Surprised actually by how successful the bridge building has been, given she has a construction skill of about 0. Klein asks, can he do a pole? Sure. I could potentially build a whole wall around the marsh, and then it acts as a moat. That would be pretty cool. How did I get that crummy pistol? Damp, or not damp. Damp would be enjoy. Day, the husband of Zero, showed up holding a pistol. He was a wanderer that joined, and he joined with a awful pistol. So it wasn't a enemy's weapon. It was a weapon that that a random joined with. Now, who's the psychopath in the group? Is it Zero? No. Yeah, it is Zero. Okay. Mr. Zero, Mrs. Zero, whatever you are. I'm gonna have him go burn up these rotten corpses. The psychopaths don't suffer the same penalty for rotten corpses as the rest of the population does. So as you can see here, there's no... Oh, no, apparently that's bloodlust, not psychopath. Alright, well, I don't really care about the doors here, so I'm gonna let them decay. I was wrong. Do we have anyone that's bloodlust? No, that's my next question. Nope, nope, nope. Klein's also a psychopath. Yeah, not a whole lot of bloodlusters here. Okay, oh well. How am I doing today? Asks Hostic. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. How about you guys? You here hanging out and enjoying the progress that we're making? We're almost done with the bridge around the water, and that will be pretty cool. Now, the thing is, if you're not in this series, there is a giant ancient danger that I need to tap into eventually. Oh, it also looks like we should have just got... Yep. Ambrosia. So, the marble shelves on here, one was for Psychite Tea. We're also going to put Ambrosia on it. Because there's no way I can keep the Ambrosia sufficiently refrigerated, so I might as well put tea in it. Oh, did I start like a giant forest fire? I have, haven't I? Smokey the Bear would be much disappointed. Angel, it has to be you. You're the only night owl here. Alright, well, we put that forest fire out. Now, the issue about the Ancient Danger, nobody useful is inside of that. So if you add that to a vote, there is not subscribers inside. So there'd just be a bunch of ancient soldiers, my guess would be. And they wouldn't represent any of the subscribers. So best to leave it alone, unless you don't want me to introduce some additional subscribers to the series. I mean, that's up to you. So the first steel plate armor is excellent quality. That's pretty good. The next question I have is, what can I... Okay, I can make simple helmets. So let's do that 3 times as well. And take to stockpile 1. Let's take this to stockpile 1 as well. Stockpile 1 is just this general storage. And then once I'm done with the armor, I can work on better melee weapons. Jimmy doesn't want his beautiful hair covered up. Luckily for you, I have the Don't Shave Your Head mod enabled, so your hair will show through a simple helmet. Some of it, at least. You will get hat hair, though. But I can't fix that. Oh, really? Heatwave? Seriously? In Joggist? Randy, you dastardly demon, you. Alright, so I'm eyeballing how hot it's going to get inside. So I think I'm going to head off here with, let's see, some cooling objects already. It's going to cost a lot of wood, but I'd rather not constantly be in a state of being way too hot. And then also, I'm lacking some critical roofs here for whatever reason, I don't know. I'm always to blame, so it's my fault. Actually, there's really no advantage to putting roofs over there. It will just collapse. Alright, so the real concern here is the beer. Spoken like a true alcoholic, right? But yeah, let's make sure that our beer stays good. So Klein, could you build this passive cooler? Thank you. Because right now it is not ideal temperature, so I'm going to start closing the doors around it and trying to keep it cooler than above 90. Protect the beer. Beer makes the world go, well, round. Oh, yeah, the thrombo-smacked steel door that has yet to be repaired. Oh, that's good. Someone remembered to repair it. I think we're done with all the plant cut orders, so at this point we're just hauling them back. Beer should not be kept in that room. Yeah, you're right. This is a really bad brewery room. A room that's small and doesn't get a lot of foot traffic is a lot smarter and better. And I totally agree with you, and totally will move it once I have a decent spot for it. Whoa, that was weird. I could put it in here, but that was planning on being the crafting room, where some general crafting takes place. So I'm actually, speaking of which, going to start to move this stuff. And that way, right now, we have a work speed penalty in bad temperature. And I can't say it's that much better temperature in here, because it's not. It's actually bad everywhere. Oh boy, I'm going to need to use a lot of wood, aren't I? Alright, so let's kick up these coolers. Construction botched. Don't botch it. Prisoner rescue. Lagua was formerly part of our faction. Oh my god, who called this? Someone called this. That is really funny. Jimmy did, okay. Yeah, that's hilarious to me. So Lagua was a random person that joined, that we enslaved, because he wasn't a family member. And, oh, wild woman, Mena. Undergrounder with an annoying voice. I'm gonna tame to have join. And, yeah. That's what we're gonna do here. Alright, Chief. Let's have you move the bench. Another thing I could do is the zone for pets. I'm not gonna allow them to traverse areas that have doors open and close often. Actually, let's keep them out of this whole west side of the base. We really don't need them here. And they just can go to the stock room. And that means that, for now, my fuzzy little furballs do not have a barn. That's on me, but I'll work on that. What is going on here? Why is that so different looking? Marble, granite. I don't know. That's really strange. Just part of the fog, I suppose. Alright, we're going to capture that wild rumen and arrest her. Doesn't tame... she's not family, yeah. Maybe I won't tame her, I'll just arrest her. And she's literally the only wildlife on the map right now due to this heat wave. Oof. Stupid heat wave. So I'm going to dispatch my thugs to arrest her. But what we're going to need is a prison in a safe temperature, which is the kicker, because what the hell is safe temperature? This is? Maybe? Alright, and I'm going to wait for day to catch up. So Leth, just hang out there a moment. And actually, yeah, the inside of these rooms are not terrible. It's 75-ish in here, which is exactly what it is in my room right now. So, not a whole lot of complaints from me as I live in the south. Torches are probably bumping up the heat too. Yeah. Oh, I'll definitely. I know that for sure. It's just working in the dark comes with big old penalties, and I'd rather work where it's not so dark. Alright. Now that the thuggies are here, if she doesn't go willingly, she goes willingly unconscious. Don't kill her. Alright, so far we've just... Nope, she's down. Alright, there we go. Day... He's going to run back. He has heat stroke that's not insignificant. Cargo pods of fungus. Cool, I guess. So I'm guessing the Twitch lag problems that I was having before are not an issue anymore, as no one has mentioned them. I hope. Man, this heat wave is pretty bad. So now, the other issue is... when I craft stuff, or temp stockpile. When I craft stuff, I'm going to want to put it in here temporarily. And let's clear this and allow for weapons and apparel, maybe? And then when I craft things, I'll put it temporarily into there, and then we'll drag it over where it belongs. So take this to temp. And that way it counts, and we won't overcraft things that we don't need. Another thing I could probably do is cowboy hats, because cowboy hats are going to be... protect us from this heat. Any leathers, don't really care. Did I have quality here? Yeah, normal 95 plus. Alright, we'll just mimic that. Normal butter, only allowed. Make with chief, and put it in temp. I should double insulate at some point. The thing is... Well, why are you so hungry? Oh, because we don't have anything to cook. Yes, That would be a problem. Simple meals. I wish I could name these bills here. So I'm going to copy and paste that simple meal, but then this simple meal is going to be the meat version of it. Or the veggie version of it, rather. Because this one was meat, and we're out of meat. So... Also, just a heads up, Klein here has a poll in chat. You got a minute left to vote, so get voting. And I'll take Thrumbo off of this. Yeah, that's a good point. In fact, Trek already has a Thrumbo Duster, doesn't he? Actually, he should have the Thrumbo Duster, as he's our primary shooter. Shooter McGavin here. Alright, mana. No meds. Simple meals. Reduce resistance, although there's not a lot of resistance to be reduced here. Greetings, greetings, everyone that's showing up. Alright, so Wolf is patching her up. And we're operating in extreme heat. Another thing I probably should do is to crank out some additional shelves here just to store materials. In fact, what I'm going to do is switch these around. Alright, Wolf, I'm going to borrow you a moment. Alright, so let's go ahead and who is a really, really, really bad constructor? Zelda is pretty bad. Did someone bring in the mushrooms? I don't think so yet. But given the limited amount of food we do have a nice stockpile of PEM. But yeah, that's a very good point. Where were they, in fact? Oh, here they are. Jimmy. Jimmy, go crack some corn. Looks like the heal root's coming up, and I'm not going to allow resowing. Actually, no, I will. Heal root lives through the winter. Trek, that's cute, but no, I want a crappy one. Alright, so Mena here can now be moved around, but during a heat wave, I probably won't bring her to sell because she'll just get heat stroked. Alright, so now we're getting some fungus. Yeah, our food is no bueno. The only wildlife is Mena still. I might be... Oh, nice. Awful. Thank you. I might be chipping into my pemmican way sooner than I'd wish, thanks to the brutally hot weather. So let's put stacks of whatever textiles we want here. I could have a hunting caravan. Yeah, absolutely. And then we're going to have textiles. And then here what I'm going to do is ingredient radius is going to be 3? What does 3 look like? Perfect. Minimum ingredient radius just covers those shelves. Perfect, perfect. And that way we're not running around. We'll only tailor if there's stock here to do it. A hunting caravan. So, the thing is with heat stroke, what I could do is actually bring, I could give Mena, like, a cowboy hat and then bring her to market to sell. And then buy some food. Gotta get the beer going. It is still an ideal temperature in there. Barely, but still ideal. Anyone else getting problems with their stream? I hope it's not me. Oh, so we have some Thrumbo fur, dog leather. Day doesn't even know what to do. That means I'm out of mining jobs. Because Day's day job tends to be our miner. So let's keep mining in to the zones that we've discovered. Another thing I could do to get her faster ready for being sold is to put her into... Zelda, where are you going with her? Oh, yeah. Uh-oh, she's escaping. Ah, that was my fault. Day, you did it once. You could do it again. Donk. She went berserk. That was the shortest berserk I've ever seen. I don't even know if she was really conscious. Ever. She just insta-plopped. Alright, so the joy is this field smithy now has a good temperature. So, we're not going to constantly overheat. And then there is some good armor here for Leth to switch out of his old armor, because his old armor is at 52%. Yeah, that seemed a lot more like a tantrum, didn't it? One club to the leg and she went down. Sack of potatoes is all I have to say about her ability to resist. She just likes me so much, that's what it is. Alright, so the fungus amount that I have, I still have more to grab. Alright, Jimmy and Leth, we're gonna have you go grab some. We are facing kind of a food shortage, for sure. The rice is sort of growing. The corn is definitely not happy. I'm really hoping that the this heat wave breaks, because at some point what's going to end up happening is that corn is never going to be harvestable before the end of season. Thanks, game. Right? Open the ancient danger and eat the patrons, Marty says. Marty, this isn't like Cannibal Lecter comes to town. We're slavers, not cannibals. A cannibal series may be on the horizon. You never know. I think it's personally, I think it's been overdone. The trope of RimWorld, honestly, is organ harvesting and human leather hats. But, you know. I cannot wait for this beer. I swear, in real life, I am not an alcoholic. I'm just thinking about the moods. I'm really actually surprised I haven't gotten more inspirations. Jimmy jokes, not a cannibal series, but a vampire series. Yeah, my protagonist will be Ella and Bedward. It's a bad joke. Alright, so she's healed up. What's funny about the wild people that wander in, it's like, no matter how well or poorly I treat you, you're better off, like, in my little prison than anywhere else. So is there any other... There's, what? Drug Lab? I'm trying to think of what... Oh, wow, Drug Lab, I need components. I'm trying to think of what other, crafting bench things I might need. Speaking of components, there's a lot of ship parts out here that I can happily break down. If the game wants me to have components, that's fine. The Glitter World Surgeon Wildman is always my favorite. I'm not even sure what you mean by that. Alright, so we're going to send Day and whoever else wants to mine. Wow, there's a lot of steel in this mountain, too. What I've found is that a lot of people like very mountainous terrains because it seems like there's more ore. But what I can say is, yeah, there definitely is more ore. But the maps that don't have mountains, that are just like open plains, they have a ton, and I mean a ton of exposed veins of stuff. So it makes early game harvesting really, really easy. Alright, Angel. nowhere to store. Oh, Jesus. Yes, so the current problem is we've got a ridiculous amount of stone blocks. So I'm going to store them on the walkway out here because we can't even put anything down anymore. So I feel like I'm playing Snake or something. So I'm going to discard my stone blocks for now. So let's see. Call these stone blocks. Put them to critical or important. I think they're still raw resources, yeah, of stone blocks. Alright, so the last plate armor is done. 2 good and 1 excellent. And now for assignments. Jimmy is going to be assigned to Tribe Brawler. So we have 3 Brawlers. And now we're making the helmets. And then after the helmets, we are going to do 3 maces. So assigned, take to temp, make with steel. I'd like to make it with uranium. I just don't have any. Alright, so these blocks are starting to move, and it's going to open up, it will open up storage space for everything else that's more sensitive. Angel, why are you awake at this hour? And also, let's fix that. We have tribe members wearing simple helmets. Alright, let's actually turn it all off. They're allowed cowboy hats, tribal, toques, war veils, and bowler, I guess. She'll take it off eventually. I could make some more rooms with marble blocks. At this point, I'm not looking for any additional construction projects. Actually, whatever came of that pole, Klein, now that you mention it, now that you have me thinking about it. Yan Shui has a I'm going to cut into your body bonus. And yes, now I need to unrestrict from eating pemmican. You are absolutely correct. So, new food restriction, eat anything. And let's set them all to eat anything. And our little prisoner is going to get the same sort of treatment. She will eat anything. Alright, so these simple helmets are done. Angel says that she has a precious brain. She got to protect it. I don't think she's going to be in a whole lot of danger, though, being our cook. Hey, Brother Frenchie. Both a patron and a sub. Thank you for that. So now the brutal task of moving all these blocks around. I like how there's no rhyme or reason as to where they're putting the blocks, but I will hold the door open for them for now. That I can do. So our brawlers are starting to look tough. And once Angel takes off that helmet, what is the quality of these helmets? Good, good, and toque. Where's Angel? Go, normal. Okay, well, they're not terrible, at least. Alright, so we're freeing up some room. As a result, we still haven't hauled those components. I don't want them to decay out there. Because, of course, steel won't. Steel can sit out for eons, according to the game, and it'll be fine. But, those components won't. So we'll haul them in. And then the last thing we need is a drug lab. Let's make it out of steel. So if we have everything in the base is super, super flammable. So I'm trying to put in benches and things like that that are a little bit more flame retardant. That way they don't serve to spread. Infinite chem reactor. You know, it's weird. The infinite chem reactor has been offered to me at like insane rates. Everything I do, it's like, here, have an infinite chem reactor. My Tomb World series has 2 of them. And then here I have 2 quests to get them. I have an infinite chem reactor here, and I had one before. I think it timed out. What's with the wood floors? They're bridges. They're not even floors. I can't replace them. I can't change them. They have to be bridge, because I'm building on water. Oh, there's animals here. So the heat wave is about to get, sweet. The heat wave is about to break. And as a result, there will be calories for me to shoot at. This fox keeps outfoxing me. Okay, 0 and wolf. Let's see. Meekset back on the menu, yeah. Oh, wow! Wolf, Jesus. Right into the liver. That's exactly how Trek died, isn't it? Alright, so meat's back on the menu, that will be good. And then if the heat wave is going away, as there's indicators that it is, we might get some more plant growth. Meaning I'm going to I'll take pemmican off the menu as well. Well, a lot of people leveling up and shooting. I'm really surprised by the lack of mood benefits here. So these maces are getting ready. So Rat Smasher and Jimmy. Whenever you're done with your last task, you will switch. Heat wave's over. Yeah, I kind of knew that. Alright, so I'm getting some animal starvation. I kind of wish there was a corpse for them to eat or something. I'm not a cannibal, but I don't care if my dogs eat human meat. That doesn't make them cannibals. They'd have to eat dog to be cannibals. Or is cannibal like a racist or speciest term that only humans eating humans are cannibals? No, I don't think that's true. You can have cannibals of... Yeah, no, that's... Never mind. A prison break. You're standing, like, right next to jailers. What are you doing? I know it's wooden doors. That are guarding you. At this rate, she's never gonna get to market. Yeah, there's a ton of animals that eat their own species, in fact. I don't know if that makes them cannibals, though. I don't know what the etymology of that term is. I guess what I'm trying to say. So Day, let's switch you up to the maces. And then let's do a quick assessment for bows. Great bows have the longest range. I value range over pretty much everything else. Oh, yes! We hit uranium. That's very, very good. It's so good that I'm going to cancel everything else. Forget mining the other places. I guess they already have done it. So why I really like uranium maces are awesome. They are very, very powerful stuff. Able to leap buildings in a single bound level. Useful. I like how Mena was like manhuntered. They really do treat wild people like animals. Alright, so Jimmy hooks me up with the etymology of cannibalism. Apparently Christopher Columbus was responsible for it. About a group of West Indian people that ate humans. Alright. That's good to know. Animal starvation. Let's see what we can do. I will allow... I don't want any of these animals to die, so we're going to allow them access to some pemmican. A masterwork cowboy hat. Nice. So as you can see, all the people are changing their toques over to cowboy hats for some heat protection. Which is very good. Yes, this is a very bad place for a prison, Hostic mentions, because every time that door is opened, runs a risk of a prison break. What I think we need to do is to... I keep asking, but Klein, if you could tell me what that poll was about, I wasn't able to click it, and let me know what the poll is and the results, because I'd like to start working on whatever you all think I should work on. I could just sell her now. Yeah, there's no disadvantage to doing that. In fact, given the current temperature, I'm also going to remove a lot of these passive coolers, because it's late in the season and we're not going to need the cooling. And then on top of that, let's go ahead and switch the types of simple meals we make to the meat-based simple meals. I suppose what I could do is leave it both up and work on meat first and then veg. Oh, look at all these muffalo. That will help me eat. Alright, let's haul the meat and then cook it faster. Finish the castle floor and make the outermost wall. Alright, so the floor would be for the bridge, I'm suspecting, right? So let's go ahead and... this will be a big bridge. I'm probably going to extend the supply stockroom area. But this is a huge project there. A lot of that's going to be the temple. Or the shrine, I should say. And then... once we've made a lot of progress on that shrine, we can start to work towards the moat walls. The outermost wall was for the anti-raiding? Okay. That's good to know. Yeah, I could start painting that. I'll start drawing that in. And then just let my people sort of work on what they want to work on. That will cut into the corn farm a little bit. Another thing I could do is to wall off some farmland. I think if I'm going to do that, it would probably be the rich soil. And not just regular soil, because there's not too much advantage in protecting average soil. Animal flu. Alright. That's a bummer. At least they have a place to rest. I could give them proper beds. That would be good and proper of me. What about walling off the geyser for winter farming? You can't really farm in the winter. Not really. So although that's a good idea, the problem with it is there will be like, I could maybe do a crop that gets warm enough. Because it needs sunlight and needs to be warm. And it's really difficult to have both. And if I was to do that all around, it would be this geyser, I guess. Because these geysers are surrounded by stony soil. I've done it. I've done sort of the winter crops like that, but you don't get a lot of yield out of it. They're obnoxiously low yield. In fact, the original Desert Survival was supposed to incorporate something along those lines, and I scrapped the idea of being tribal in a really, really hot climate because it was so terrible. Trying to feed people without air conditioning or hydroponics in extreme desert is basically... It's possible, but it's not fun to watch. It's too pedantic and lame. I don't think I struck compacted steel there, guys. Alright, so we are... This is a big old job here. We're moding up Castle Silverfang. Oh, that was weird. Wake up production is done. I'm almost done with all of my research. The advantage of this project here will be that, yeah, I'll have a giant moat. And then another thing I need to do is paint a remove roof area to not roof off the inner area, the moat, because I wouldn't want that inside. Jimmy mentions, imagine being tribal. Oh man, that sounds awful. Like a tribal and extreme desert, triple cold snap, Tomb World. Like basically adding all my other series in together, and then trying to Noah's Ark the whole thing. Sounds dreadful. Sounds downright dreadful. Noah's Ark was a really brutal series, because it's not easy to. It's really not easy to get all those species. Another thing I could also think about is adding door access to the gap here. But if I'm adding door access to it, it would be from the inside. So it would be like a door here, a door there. I don't need that door there yet. Alright, so we're starting to get beer. Well, that's real nice. The worry now is, where do we store the spare beer? I need to make sure that the animals don't have access to it. And I'm known for going past the hour, and I'll probably do that as well. Alright, so I have good puppies, right? Plain leather. Oh, that was dog leather. Jeez, that's dark. Plain leather puppy beds. My prisoner has no bed? Oh, true. For now, I'm just going to uninstall the stone cutter. I don't need it. And then... Is she even a... Yeah, she is a prisoner. Okay. So the first batch of beer is done. It's staying nice and temperate. And it looks like I'm going to have a heck of a lot of corn coming up. The only other issue is I have a lot of crops that are going to spoil. So what I might end up doing is harvesting some of the rice early so that we can make it into pemmican. And then... let's go ahead and restrict food again. So all meals. And you. Back to all meals. Or even simple meals at that. I'm curious if I can get another rice harvest. I probably maybe am, but I'm not sure. Hostic wonders if there's electricity in this series. No, we are... Although Leth, Jimmy, and Day don't look tribal, we are tribal only. Alright, so my Pem stocks have been brutalized thanks to the heat wave. but we're working on it. Also, it'd be fantastic if we could wall up the wall here and have this be a indoor area. Everyone's moods are exceptionally good, and we only have one inspiration. I'm sort of a low-key upset by that. I'm surprised the moat has come along as fast as it has. We really moated quick, I've got to say. The cooler here has something to do with the episode 1 lore, for lack of a better term. I am very happy with how quick the progression of progress is. Looks actually like we're going to be needing to make some more granite blocks shortly. Sandbag outside of the storeroom. Looks like I have space for it. Yeah, I could do that. Put a sandbag right there. Alright, so things are starting to rot. Making pemmican. So where are we? Oh, okay. How about you haul the rice, and then you won't have to run marathons to cook. Now at this rate, for any little itch, scratch, any kind of med care, we're going to use herbal because we have a lot of it. If you're wondering, this being something is being opened by steel, yeah, this is being opened by steel, but I just have this door open all the time. I'm not really worried about anyone coming into my my base at the moment. I would put a sandbag there, but I want people to be able to stand out there to shoot to the middle. If you're wondering why I have that laid out the way I do. Alright, so it looks like Psychite tea is coming soon. There's a lot of leaves. Let's take a look. We don't have a task for it. So we are going to need to... Let's just, for now, drop on the floor. What I need to do is put a tea stockpile here. So let's shrink the zone here and put Psychite leaves here. If I could spell, you know, big if. Put it important, and this would be raw plant matter, Psychite leaves. And then what I'm going to do is here, I'm going to screw that up for a moment. Call this simple meals. Menu food, meals, simple. And then fine meals. And we'll stack to 10. Alright. And I believe, yeah, I already do that to 10. So now when we make a fine meal, we're going to bring it to fine meals. When we make pemmican, we'll drop it. When we make simple meals, we'll bring it to simple meals. When we make tea, we'll bring it to... no, we'll drop it. Drop on floor. Yep. Okay. All's well. Okay, good. That looks about right. My pemmican is higher than meals. Oh, yeah. Well, right now I'm making fine meals because I have the materials for it. But yeah, okay, let's make some simple meals. I also have to worry about some excess beer. So what I'm going to do is a beer surplus, pemmican, and beer. I'm going to keep the animals out of here again. And then we'll put the excess beer as preferred. Drugs. Any tea or ambrosia or beer will get put in there. And we'll kick the pets out of that. All right, looking good. Left. Let's go set that up. And then also try Brawler. I'm going to have him switch armor, because his armor's got to be at, like, yeah, 52%. It's been sitting at 52 a while now. Yeah, there are passive coolers everywhere that could be broken down. Let me start to round up all the passive coolers. And, of course, the mass rot of meat we haven't been using. That's why I was trying to get through the pemmican quick. Because now we're out. Oh well. At least the pemmican stockpile went from 260 or so up to the 700 or so that we have now. Chief. Let's have Chief make some animal beds. I think our dogs deserve it. So we have what, 5 dogs? 6. I'm making Chief make them all. That way they're higher quality. Alright. Or at least pretend to be higher quality. I could make a second kitchen, yeah, to multi-thread, as you say, the pemmican. That's entirely plausible solution that I could take. Or just a second stove. Yeah, if I did a second stove, I'd probably do it like this. I'd probably, let's do it in marble. With all of the construction tasks I have, it's going to be a while before that stuff gets to. And then I know that I'm actually over the hour here, but I'll keep it going a little bit longer. For your benefit. Looks like we've been getting the cloth that I've been so waiting on. So another thing I could do is beautiful recreation items. So a poker table. I'm not gonna like lay this out where it's eventually gonna go. And a billiards table. And my constructor of choice will be Chief again. So Chief, I'm gonna have you take some drugs. Performance enhancing drugs. And then in your drug high, you're gonna make some wonderful, wonderful stuff here. Oh, asked about jade. I'm going to keep the jade for the temple and not use it for recreation or anything like that. I think it would be great, but the God of Grief demands higher quality than that. Okay, good. We are really getting through the spare meat now, which is fantastic. Another thing I could do is have Trek... Yeah, exactly. Have Trek make progress on the poker table, and then Chief will make the final touches. Their skills aren't that far apart anyway. I can't wait to harvest this corn. It's going to be so much good food. The beauty of corn, of course, is it really lasts a while. Alright, your needs dictate some food. And look at this bridge. Oh. I was worried that he failed at something important. Chief. Let's kick him off of that. We'll reinstall like this. Do I have beer where I should not? Oh, also I really need to make this door. And I don't have granite blocks. Phooey. Well, for now, I'm just going to make a marble door, because I need that to be indoors and not outdoors. And then the granite block here will unsuspend. And whoever was working on that before will continue. Alright, so the game of board of is cerebral play. And that's going to get likely broken down. The hoopstone ring is definitely going to go bye-bye. So the difference is the hoopstone ring only gives recreation power of 100%. And this excellent billiards table gives 161%. So it's a lot more effective to use a high... Oh, this is 146. Okay. That's still better than the So basically you get more recreation for less time spent. That's the advantage of... Wolf, look at you go. That's the advantage of the higher quality recreation items. Alright, so Day, when you make this granite block, just drop it. I'm sure people will use it. And we're having to go pretty far and wide to get granite now. But that's alright. We're almost done with the moat wall. It's starting to look like a... I don't know. I don't know what it looks like. Rubber ducky or something? It kind of looks like you don't use a bed, do you? Well, whatever. Who am I to judge? So another thing I was going to do, and here, Jimmy, I'm going to have you do it. Let's break down this wall here. Actually, we can leave that one. And yeah, I did see the dog eat the prisoner meal. I don't really care. I care about my dogs more than the prisoner. But alright, I've told them to leave it, so to speak. I'll paint this a little bit better. It's too bad, you know, the game can't just read my mind and zone it for me, right? So I don't know why I would need my dogs in the moat, but we can allow them in there if they want. And at some point soon, I really ought to go sell Mena, as she is fully healed, and that's a good time to sell someone. It's when they don't have health problems. So, with that said, Zelda was really the contender, the Warden, right? Oh, but Leth is pretty good at it too. Leth is gonna go... Leth the Guardian will go sell Mena soon. Oh, good. My beer is being separated as well. And that giant island of stuff is looking great. Also, I constantly forget to paint home zones. These external walls, I, like, dare not want to paint. But I should at some point. I don't want to paint it because it's going to take a while. But I should own it. Right? Okay. There's not much going on right now, so I'll just start painting. The reason why I don't like the automatic home zones is it does a lot of silly things sometimes. Like if you just add a little stockpile temporarily, it will like add it to a home zone, and then you'll run out there and you'll start like sweeping forest floor for no reason. And it does that regularly. You know, actually it wouldn't hurt to add everything inside the island as a home zone, right? Because it's not like I'm going to be sweeping water up, I don't think. So this makes it a little bit faster. But yeah, you got to be careful with home zones because they can really mess with you, making you dreadfully less efficient. Another question is, slag on the outside of the wall or slag on the inside of the wall? Right now it's on the inside of the wall. There is some benefit to that. Whereas if people sap, they're going to have a hard time stacking up against the wall, making them easier targets. But on the outside of the wall, maybe it looks better. I don't know. I simply do not know. So you can, I don't know, that's, you can mull that over, I guess, and think about that. Now, if I put it on the outside of the wall, that's a whole lot of hauling. I could leave a lot of that hauling to pets, I suppose, but I'm not looking too eagerly to have to do that. I can't really see what's going on in that part of the lake, so I'm just gonna ignore it for now until they break that down. Okay, almost done. And then I needn't do more for a long time. Alright, Guardian Leth. You need to eat. Ooh. That's tough. Alright, consume some pemmican. And we need to hunt. And then I'm going to go bring Mena. Alright, world. You, Hall, Leth, Mena, and 2 dogs, just, you know, in case they get rowdy. Bring a whole lot of food. What else do I want to bring? I have some stuff I could sell, potentially. These little knives and whatnot I'll bring. Because I just need to sell less than the cost of my slave that I make. So these awful toques and poor toques I'll sell as well. I'm going to keep these steel, or silver rather, and let's get going. Oh, right as I want to get going, pirates are arriving. So, Leth, stay that. Animals. I'm going to put you in the pet safe room. Everyone is going to get inside. Leth, Jimmy, Day, you're going to go hang out with Mena here. And then everyone's going to get ready for this. I'm going to remember to actually shut these doors this time. They're already shooting Zelda. Oh my god, why is Zelda out there? And how is she alive? Zelda, you're a little drunk. I'm gonna assume that you drunkenly got out there. Who's chasing me? 2 dudes with little pointy knives? Okay. You know what? I don't take too kindly to my kin being threatened, so I didn't want to have to fight like this, but I will. Alright, so Lucky, are you a fast runner or something? Nope. Nope. Oh, you are fast. Mads is a fast walker with an arm scar. So Mads should catch up. But catching up is not necessarily good for Mads because he's running into that. Oh, yes. Beautiful. Alright. Let's go in. Pets. So Sigmund, who are you bound to? Animals. Sigmund. Leth. You're not supposed to be out here, Sigmund. What are you even doing? That bow, those shots were just, like, delicious. I'm not even going to bother using traps here. Mena, your bed is moving. I don't even think wild people use beds. All of my shooters, let's get them ready. Trek, you can go stand here. Actually, stand right here. Truck will be the greeting committee. And then everyone else is going to take positions here. Wolf, 0. Leth is in a caravan, yeah. Oh, ha, you're setting stuff on fire. Guess what? I'm going to kill you. Sigmund, removed from caravan. Good point. Thanks. Reen. Is that a female name? Run, Sigmund, run. Mads is coming for you. Alright, Day. Oops. I kind of let her go. Trek definitely just gutted her pretty bad. Alright, she died. Whatever. We're about to get more slaves. Trek just ganked someone. Insta-dead. I guess they're making popcorn. Why is Zelda drinking? I don't think there's laws against it. Yo, tribals, could you, or dudes, they're being jerks. Obviously, I need to wall up my crops. That is very evident as a thing I need to do. I have really good cover, and you don't. Alright, Wolf's a good shooter. Quit making popcorn, you raiders. Alright, they're fleeing. I'm sending the closer shooters to go chase them down. The trouble is, my brawlers are not going to be good at arresting anyone. Because, they're in armor. Alright, Trek, you have really good aim, but you're not very fast. Oof. In the leg? Yeah, in the arm. Don't let her go. Don't let her go. Make her life not peachy. Oh, you shot off her arm. He is really, really brutal. Alright. Farm. Let's do what we can to save it. This should be forbidden. Animals. Animals. You're free to roam. Left missed again. Or Trek missed again. Last shot. Let's just pretend that hit. Alright, well, my cornfield is, probably smells delicious. Is the only thing I can say. What are all these animals doing? They're the weirdest choice of zones here. Alright, Yan Shui's like, screw the fire, man. This is very much the effort of futility. Almo Man asks, what does a Twitch Prime sub do? Well, you run... Well, alright, so I make money off of it, for one, which is great for me. And for you, you have a chance to become a pawn in the series. Oh. Oh, what? How? What? Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Alright, so somehow or another he managed to haul... He managed to haul all that stuff out by himself, and then he's like, you know what? It's too heavy. Zelda, I really don't like where you're standing right now, so I'm gonna just call this a loss here. I don't think we're saving the corn. Definitely a project to consider in the future is Popcorn Guard. So I'm going to switch what they're putting out on fire, because they really do run the risk of being hurt here. And then what I'm going to do is harvest this little corner that seems most likely to survive. Who's fast in this? I don't know. Who are you? A quick runner? Yeah. No, you're a fast learner. Well, whatever. Zelda, you're gonna go help Leth bring that stuff home because obviously I'm not going anywhere with it. Yeah, I'm gonna harvest what I can. You know what? They're like not listening to me at all. All right, try to put this fire out then. They're saving some of it, maybe. Alright, so Zelda and Leth merge and return home. Done. Okay, cool. Well, now we can harvest whatever's left. Or, you know, honestly, we can just let it grow, because that's probably not going to happen twice. Jimmy, you can clean up all the ashes if you want. I'll clean up blood and ashes around the base. Welcome to the people that is the first-time viewers of the stream. My series always go exactly as planned, and so well at it as well. I'm joking, of course, because, you know, I just had everything set on fire, and I lost an entire crop of corn, and now I'm hungry and have not a lot to eat, and my pawns are angry at me, and I killed my slave, and yeah, so all that wonderful stuff happened. And then Trek is also starving. Trek, I'm sorry, but I'm going to make you eat pemmican. I know you're about to go to sleep, but I'll be kind to you instead. Okay, and fall has begun. So all that happened, and now fall. In other words, great stream. Yes, entertaining at the very least. I do happen to have a ton of cloth, so that part's good. I did also kill those raiders really easily. I keep preparing for like a doomsday raid, and then they show up and I'm like, oh, it's just that? Okay then. And that seems to be a common theme. Let's see. So, at this point, I've gone on an extra almost half hour. I'll just, you know, I'll go up to the full half hour and not short sheet you guys. If you can even short sheet a stream. And then the next stream, of course, will be the Pantheon series. I'm definitely taking notes. People love Pantheon, so expect features like Pantheon to be in future series for sure. I was having a discussion about that the one issue with Pantheon adding the Twitch toolkit to this series is Pantheon's better for long form, I think. In my humble opinion, meaning that longer streams. Just the way the points build up and the balls start to roll. Okay, so is this... They're all maddened. This is Deja Poo. How fast are elk? 4-0? Well, that one's 4-0, but I shot that one. 5. Okay. Bad. Very bad. You know what I could do? Ooh. I could, hypothetically, use the stun lance. Don't I have a stun lance somewhere? Yeah. Use the... No, that's an insanity lances. Don't I have a stun lance somewhere? And stun him so that he doesn't get touched. But, I think what I'm going to do instead is try to help from a distance. So I'm going to try to put Klein... I'm just going to have him jump into cryo. Deny them their hunt. And then everyone else... get here. But not Klein. Klein going to go at least into the room there. Or try to. And then who else am I missing? Let's just make sure I have everyone. Yep, that's everyone else. Good. Alright, Leth, Jimmy, Day, leave open. 0, Chief, Trek, Wolf, Klein, Angel, Zelda, and Yan Shui. Oh, I must have told Klein to do something dumb. Because they're going to gain on him. Okay. He has enough, somehow or enough, head start that I think it's okay. Alright, so the hope here is... No, what are you doing? Yes, 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 cometh. Come on. No, 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 not the door, not the door. What do you... Why? What possible gain do you have from bashing my door down? Let me auto-repair. So this is the... exactly what I had envisioned for defenses here. And I would say it works incredibly well. That was like a tower defense game right there, where Leth got hit once. Literally once. And we have 3 dead elk, 2 injured elk, and 1 broken door. Alright, well, that sounds good to me, guys. That's going to be the cliff... Well, it's not a cliffhanger. I try not to do cliffhangers when I can. But that's going to be the ending to this extra long episode here. If you enjoyed this, come hang out with me Pantheon this Saturday, or really catch any of the videos on demand on YouTube. For all the people that subbed here, I'm going to hang out for a bit and talk to you all about some of the benefits of that, especially hopping on Discord and then linking your Twitch to Discord so that you get access to the subs only channel. Alright guys, well thanks for watching. I'll catch you all later, but again, like I said, I'm going to hang out a bit. Adios.